Hi, how are you doing? So now today we are starting with Loshu Grid as a chapter. तो अगर हम Loshu Grid की बात करें, we should understand Loshu Grid. What is Loshu Grid? So now our Surya Yantra, when we look at Surya Yantra, we will be talking about this in the video itself. उसी का उल्टा version, the opposite version is known as Loshu Grid. अब दो अलग अलग कहानियां हैं कि वहां के एक राजा को कभी टॉर्टॉइस की बैक पे या ये ऐसा सूर्य यंत्र बना हुआ देखा और उन लोगों ने उसको अपने रिप्रेजेंट करके लोशु नाम दे दिया. एंड इट इज ऑल्सो सेड देन अनदर थ्योरी व्हिच सेज के चाइनीज केम टू इंडिया, दे सर्च्ड एवरीवेयर, दे सॉ सूर्य यंत्र एंड दे managed it upside down and represented their own theory as Loshu Grid. In Loshu Grid, they take 5 elements which are a bit different from our Vedic scenario. As in Vedic, we see earth, fire, air, water, and space. In them, we see earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. तो एयर एंड स्पेस को नहीं लेते वो लोग, वो मेटल एंड वुड को लेते हैं उसके अंदर. So what numbers represent what, we'll be talking about that. So this is what about is Loshu Grid. And as the Chinese numerology suggests, they can predict or they can tell about a person's characters by the Loshu Grid. Let's have a look how to go ahead with that. So now seeing our video out here, this is what we draw a Loshu Grid as. We write here 8, we write here 1, we write here 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 9, and 2. When they talk about Vastu in this, so they take this corner as northeast, this corner as southwest, this corner as southeast, this as northwest, west, south, east, and this is the north. The number planets are the same: 1 as sun, 2 as moon, 3 as Jupiter, 4 as Rahu, 5 as Mercury, 6 as Venus, 7 as Ketu, 8 as Saturn, and 9 as Mars. Same ways, they do the same ways. Now we have made up the Loshu Grid. How to use it? I'll just draw a Loshu Grid for your reference out here. Then you can fill it up the things. 8, 1, 6, 3, 5, and 7. And this is 4, 9, and 2. So now suppose we want to make a Loshu Grid for a person who's born on 14th September 1976. All right, so we'll refer this. So 1, we'll write 1 here, 14, we'll write 4 here, then again we'll write 9 here as September, then again a 1, then again a 9 for 1976, and we'll write 7 here, and then we'll write 6 here. So this is the Loshu Grid for the person born on 14th September 1976. Let's do another example. Let's take up for what? I'll draw the Loshu Grid here for you people. It'll be easy. 8, 1, 6, 3, 5, 7, 4, 9, and 2. So now let's take up a Lo Shu Grid for what? 23rd January. Okay, 23rd April 1975. Just general. I don't know. Okay, now how to make it? We'll make it again. 23rd April 1975. So this is the Lo Shu Grid for the person born on 23rd April 1975. In this, maximum numbers are filled up. So what? There is another concept which is said in the Lo Shu Grid. I'll remove this. Clear out drawings. Okay. So now when drawing the Lo Shu Grid, there is one more thing which is said. Now this plane, which is the 492 plane, is known as the mental plane. Mental plane. The plane which is the 357 plane is known as the emotional plane. And the 816 plane is known as the practical plane. I would recommend you people to make your own notes, and that would be very easy for you people. So now when we talk about the mental plane, this plane majorly is it comprises of your thinking part, your creating part, and your imagining part with the analyzing. So people who have a total grid of 492 in their date of birth, they have a strong mental plane, which denotes they are good at thinking, creating, imagining, and analyzing. When we talk about the middle plane, that is the emotional plane, these people, the heart is very active, means they work from the heart. That includes they're spiritually very inclined. Their intuitive level is very strong. The feelings and emotions are also very strong. The bottom plane, that is the practical plane, comprises of your physical labor. The ability to do good with one's hand. The work we do with their own hand is better. The ability in their practical daily life is very important with the practical plane. People who have 816 in their date of birth. To use leg head anagony again, the feet are firmly placed on the ground with the practical plane. So means that this person is very strong doing the laborious work. The work which is related to your own one's hand is very important. So now there is one more thing in this. So now talking about another 3 other more planes. I'm sorry, I came to astrology. Astrology is always on my mind. 816, 3, 5, and 7. That is 4, 9, and 2. So now this plane 4, 3, 8 is the plane. So that is known as your thought plane. Thought plane. 951 plane is known as the will plane. And 276 plane is known as the action plane. So now the person who has the 4, 3, and 8 in their plane, that reveals the person's ability to come with the ideas, creating things and carrying them to their fruition. उसको सिरे चढ़ाकर करते हैं. When we talk about the will plane 951, this gives the determination and persistence to succeed. And when we talk about the action plane, that is 276, this plane shows the ability of putting their thoughts into action. So we discussed about the three planes: the emotional plane, the mental plane, the emotional plane, and the practical plane. And then thought plane, will plane, action plane. There are some other planes also. We would now I would also like to talk about the destiny number in the series itself. So how to calculate your destiny number. There are two major numbers, the core numbers which we've always spoken about. One is the BN, birth number, and the destiny number. How is the BN calculated? How is the DN calculated? Let's talk about it. Supposingly, we pick up a date of 14th March 1991. In this case, the BN would be 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. And the DN would be 1 plus 4, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 9, 18 plus 9, 27 plus 1, 28. So 28 means again 2 plus 8 is equal to 1. So in this case, the BN is 5 and the DN is 1. So now in this video, I'll be talking about the DN only. What is the role of the DN? Whenever a person has 1 as a DN, it shows independence, individualization, attainment, leadership, beginnings, and these people are innovators. When there is a destiny number 2 of a person, these people are cooperative, balance, diplomacy, peacemakers, power behind the throne. 3 as the destiny number: self-expression, creativity, communication, artistic, sensitive, and social. When 4 is as the destiny number: system, order, limitation, service, practical, foundations, discipline, reliable, and systematic. When number 5 is as the destiny number: with variety, constructive, freedom, change, versatile, explorer, travel, adaptable, and also these people want to shift to the foreign lands. Number 6 as the destiny number: home and family responsibility, balancing, love, caring, protective, nurturing, community oriented. Number 7 as destiny number: analysis, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, introspective, analytical, and spiritual. Number 8 as destiny number: material satisfaction, authority, power, ambition, giving, and receiving. When number 9 is as the DN destiny number: humanitarian, selflessness, idealist, compassion, completion, and universal love. So these are some points and single words for the DN itself. Kindly do make your notes, and that would be very much good for you. Thank you. And one more thing very important which comes up in the Lo Shu Grid is the 0. We never take up 0. Suppose somebody is born on 1980, 1990, 2000, so whatsoever. There is no position in the chart of zeros. It is simply ignored in anybody's chart. So we never consider the 0 in anybody's numero chart. So it is always said one more thing about number. Now let's talk about numbers. Now this number again, number 1, that is ruled by sun. So this represents how the person reacts and communicates with others. When there is a single 1 in the numeroscope, it reacts how the person reacts and communicates with others. 1 is situated in the center of the bottom of the middle of the practical plane. It provides a valuable clue as how the person reacts and communicates with others. If there is one only itself, what I mean is 23rd January, 21st April, let's take it, 1987. So we just see there is just one in this. So same ways, if there is a single 1, there it is hard for them to express their innermost feelings. They may be good at communication ways, but will find hard to allow their inner self to emerge. They often find it hard to see the person's point of view in anybody's from their view. They cannot react So now suppose there are two ones in somebody's date of birth. So when I talk about two ones, you can take up something like we can talk about 15th, but June 1980 for an example. So now we have two ones out here, right? So whenever there are two ones in a numero chart, it says that the person is able to express themselves easily and fluently. They have a balanced outlook on life and are able to assess situations in a practical manner. They can understand the other person's point of view as well as their own. This is regarded as being the perfect of number ones to have in the chart. All right. So whenever there are two ones, that is considered good. So now person with three ones. So let's edit this date of birth only. And okay, sorry. And take it as 15th January 1980. So now we have three ones out here. So now when we talk about three ones, people with three ones in their chart fall into two types. Usually they are chatterboxes who never stop talking. However, they also sometimes find people with three ones who are quiet and introspective. Interestingly enough, many of these people can be both, which one they are at a given time depends on the situation. People with three ones generally are happy, outgoing people, and the prominent entertainers have the combination in this kind of a chart. All right. So now one more thing, when we talk about four ones, so let's talk about just taking up an example like this only. 11th January 1980. So now we have four ones out here. All right. So what does four ones show? People who have four ones in their chart, it's extremely easy to express themselves verbally. They are sensitive, caring, people who are frequently misunderstood. They also find it very hard to relax and unwind. So these are something with number four. So a very good example for four ones is Amitabh Bachchan. Let's see. Amitabh Bachchan's date of birth is 11th October 1942. So we have double one out here. Then we have 4, 9, and 2. So I'm sure the things which are set for number one, you can manage and link it up with Amitabh Bachchan. So now there is one more combination when we talk about multiple ones, 5, 6, 7 times ones. It's very difficult to find. But yes, Indira Gandhi had done 19th November 1917. So Indira Gandhi ji had 19th November 1917. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My God. All right. So taking up Indira ji's date of birth. So now we have 9 out here and we have 7 out here. All right. So people with 5 or more ones in their chart experience enormous difficulties in expressing themselves verbally. They are frequently misunderstood and often direct their expressive skills into an area which finds less painful, such as writing, painting, and dancing. Some people with this combination overindulge in food, drugs, and alcohol. So this is regards with multiple number 1 and 5 times, 6 times, or 7 times approximately. All right. Now let's talk about number 2. So, okay. So number 2 is the last number on the mental plane. It reveals how sensitive and intuitive the person is. This century, it is the third most common number in Chinese numerology charts. Even born in the 21st century, they will have at least one twos in their chart. This time we always see this. This can be taken as a sign of coming of the age of Aquarius, as everyone will possess caring, sensitive, and intuitive qualities. How if they use the traits in another manner? Of course. So now in suppose in a chart there is just one two, people with one two in the chart are sensitive and intuitive. Unfortunately, they also get easily hurt. They are able to sum up other people at a glance and have an strange ability to at detecting uncertainty. People with two twos in their chart are highly intelligent, sensitive, and intuitive. Unlike with the only one two, they are able to make good use of their intuition. They can easily detect and motivations of others and able to assess others at a glance. People with three twos in their chart, they experience an overabundance of the sensitivity, intuitive energy, and can easily get hurt. They may give impression of being aloof because they live in a world of their own feelings and often prefer being on their own instead of spending time with others who might hurt their feeling. People with four twos are impatient, inclined to overreact to small problems, extremely sensitive, and frequently prefer time by themselves rather than risk being hurt by others. People with five or more twos, it's very unfortunate as this is extremely difficult. Overly sensitive, very sensitive people, constantly self-doubting and lack of confidence. They doubt themselves a lot. Self-confidence is also at a toss, and trust in others. So in this coming up a date of February 22, 2022, that anybody who will be born out there, he or she would be having multiple twos out there in itself. So watch out, guys. Talking about three now. Found in the start of the middle row and at the start of the emotional plane. It is also the center of the number of the thought row. Consequently, it is the largest related to intellectual capacity. Jupiter is the owner of this number. A positive and happy number also relates to memory and ability to think clearly and logically. Now, people with 1-3 in the chart possess good creative brains and excellent memory. They keep their feet on ground and have a positive approach on concerning reaching their goals. They are able to inspire others with their optimism and honesty. People with 2-3s possess good imagination, mentally alert, and usually creative. They enjoy flouting convention and may appear to be slightly eccentric. Many people with a combination become writer and they have the ability to channel their creative imagination and express their ideas in words. Wonderful. People with 3-2s, 3-3s, I'm sorry, live inside the rich imaginations. People with 3-3s live inside the rich imagination. They often find it hard to relate well with others and can appear self-absorbed and remote. They possess excellent mental ability, but frequently spend their lives in world of dreams. They find it hard to listen to others and can be argumentative and petty at times. Yes. People, I know somebody like this 3-3s. People with 4-3s are impractical, overly imaginative, and fearful. All of these things make it hard for them to function well in everyday's life. People with multiple threes, apparently, we have never seen out there. So now talking about the Rahu, that is number 4. They're inclined to become overly involved in physical and materialistic activities at the expense of other activities. They have excellent organizational skills and love starting a task at the beginning and carrying it through the end. This is a very amazing quality we see at number 4. They are Accurate, concentrated, and tidy people. They often have the considerable creative ability in their hands and enjoy making beautiful objects. People with 1-4 in their chart are practical, usually good with their hands, enjoy hands-on type of communication, catch impatient with imaginative ideas and theories, ability to organize others and carry out plans in perfection. Single 4 also relates to music and handcrafts. Double 4, they're practical, hard-working people and represent order and balance. Neat, tidy, and good details is one again. They love starting their works and usko sire chढ़ाते ही चढ़ाते हैं. People with 3-4s almost exclusively with physical activities and find it hard to pay attention to other areas of their life. They are well organized, self-disciplined, and hardworking. People with 4-4s, very hard to find. The last chart which was seen was on 24th April 1944 and won't be occurring till 2044. Totally immersed in physical activities and find it difficult to understand people who are interested in intellectual and spiritual manner. They possess enormous ability at anything involved their hands. People with 4-4s are susceptible and damaged to the lower limbs also. So not a good combination. Now talking about the mid of everything, number 5. Center position of the chart denotes balance and emotional stability. However, it relates to freedom, so that people with the 5 in their chart need certain amount of room around them and likely to run if their feeling is overly restricted. People with 1-5 are emotionally well balanced. They are compassionate, understanding, and caring. They are able to motivate, inspire others to achieve much more that would have otherwise been possible. People with 2-5s, intense and determined, have a great deal of drive and enthusiasm. They have a problem of harnessing their emotions, which can lead to the outburst later, and which we will be regretting also. Also, we see difficulties in their home and family life as well. People with 3-5s are prone to speaking without thinking and can hurt otherwise unwittingly. They have a great deal of drive and energy, but this quality need to be carefully channelized. They enjoy change, adventure, excitement, often taking unnecessary risk. People with 4-5, hard to find these people because of combination occurs 3 times in every 100 years. The next combination will occur on the 5th May 2055. Is a dangerous one, this combination, and provides potential for accidents. People with 4-5s need to slow down and think before acting. So you see, whenever the number is 2 times in Lo Shu, it is said it is balanced. Whenever it comes 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, it is not considered good. Now talking about Shukra Venus, very hyped number in numerology for everything. I don't know why. Located in the last of the bottom relates to relativity and love of home and family. It also relates helpful people and friendship. Yes, I agree to that. People with 1-6 in their chart have a great love life of their home and loved ones. They enjoy domestic responsibilities and also possess considerable active creative potential. They make good parents and ultimately become the person everyone in the family wants them as. They are very well known in their family also. They're often insecure and worry about person can leave them alone. FOMO is a very major problem with single one kind of person. When we talk about 6-6, they're inclined to worry unnecessary about their home and family. Nervous strain this creates means that they need more rest than most other people. They enjoy creative activities and happiest surrounded by beautiful things. They are usually overprotective and find it hard to let their children stand on their own feet. 3-6s, inclined to be overly protective and possessive of their loved ones. Also have a considerable creative potential which provides useful research release for their emotional tension, and they are inclined to look more at the negative side of a life than a positive one. They need constant engagements. Stress and worry can be a problem for these kind of people. People with 4-6s, highly creative, but they find hard to channelize their energy in early part of their life. Everything affects them emotionally, which makes it hard for them to fit into everyday life. They're just 3 days in the century. The next will be coming out 26th June 1966. Now let's talk about Ketu number 7. Situated in the last of the middle row, it represents sacrifice, usually learning the hard way or through the losses. People with 1-7 in their chart are likely to learn through loss of love, possessions, or health. As they learn from their experience, they usually become more and more interested in metaphysical and or spiritual pursuits. People with 7-7 in their chart grow in knowledge and wisdom by losing either love, health, or money untimely. This is likely to lead an interest in the physical or occult words. They have an analytical brain, which makes them good at solving analytical technical problems. 7 is always analytical, always. 3-7s often lead sad lives caused by major disappointments and setbacks in the areas of love, health, and money. Frequently, these people develop tremendous reserves of inner strength as a result of these difficulties. A person born on 7th July 1997 is an example for with 3-7s in his chart. 4-7s, not very easily seen. Learn through major lessons involving loss of love, health, and finance. Fortunately, there are only 3 days in which they actually occur. Now talking about Shani Dev, Karam Phandata. This relates to attention to details and is situated in the starting of the bottom line. People with 1-8 in their charts are methodical, conscious, and good with details. However, surprisingly, they usually find it hard to finish tasks as they begin. They have a restless, active mind and need constant mental challenges. People with 2-8s are extremely perceptive and conscious. The people prefer to experience things for themselves. They rather take too much on trust. They have fixed views and opinion and find it hard for changing their minds after decisions have been made. People with 3-8s, okay, rigid and very frequently, मतलब rigidness बहुत ज़्यादा है इन लोगों के अंदर. They develop more purpose in life about the time they reach their age or 40s as they make rapidly progress. They can overly materialistic and learn to possess cannot bring lasting happiness in their lives. People with more 8s, 4-8s apparently, extremely restless and have a strong need for change and variety in their lives. When they find something, they really wait to pursue the progress and gain with joy to behold. Until the thoughts, they are likely to lead rather aimless, pointless lives. So not good. The last combination we saw 4-8 was August 28th, 1988. The last number which we want to talk about is number 9. Good humanitarian number represent idealism, valor, and ambition. People with 1-9 in their chart are ambitious and have a strong desire to improve themselves. The 9 number is on both mental plane and will the line one with humankind and achieved such a great deal in the 20th century. However, it appears that many of us still need to learn the humanitarian, not hard to find somehow the examples of number 1-8 in one chart. 2-9s, idealistic, intelligent, and inclined to be critical for others. Because of their highly intelligent, they sometimes tend to look down on others who are not similarly based. They need to learn up to mix with people on the level of society. People with 3-9s, idealistic, care, and intelligent, inclined to exaggerate and make mountains of the molehill. मतलब हर बात को बढ़ा चढ़ा के करना. They learn to handle this better as they get mature. When they are making good for their mental capabilities, they are happy and positive. However, this quickly becomes frustrated and despondent when they feel as they are caught in the nut. People with 4-9s in their date of birth highly intelligent but find it hard to live in the everyday world. They frequently retreat into the world of their own imagination. If they can learn to harness the enormous amount of power and energy at their disposal, they can become a real force for good in the people. People with five nines, example is 29 September 1999. Exceptionally rare and too much Martian energy, so it is considered a very, what do you call it, very heavy and strong combination. So now let's talk about impacts of missing numbers in one's Loshu grid. So we discuss about somebody like missing number one we talk about. So what does missing number one shows in person's life? Like in our century, 19th century, there was nobody. In 2000, for sure we would be having some people who would be having a missing one. People with missing the number one will lead it difficult to express their individuality. Sorry, and will be more concerned with the helping and nurturing others. They will be almost entirely without an ego. They will need to develop a creative outlet for some sort, as they will allow them to express their emotional more constructively. Now, people with absence of number two, lacking sensitivity and intuition, consequently, they will be making mistakes by ignoring still and small quiet voice within. They are inclined to be impatient and unpunctual. This very tendency in these people try to justify their actions rather than they admit they made a mistake. These people need to learn and achieve balance in their life. Now, when we say number three is missing in a Loshu grid, these people lack confidence and find it hard to express themselves. They are inclined and underestimate themselves to be overly self-affecting. They find it hard to think logically when faced with distractions. They need to learn to accept themselves as they are, then moving forward, gaining in confidence and self-esteem at every step. People with number four as missing, they find difficult to set their work routine, frequently disorganized and lacking in motivation. Consequently, they seldom achieve much until they have altered the way they look at life. They need to learn to be organized and work for what they want. Because four is a number of expert people lacking in the seldom good with their hands. As they develop more patience and tolerance, life becomes easier for them. When number five is missing in a person, they find hard to get their goals. They lack drive and versatility. They need constant motivation from others. These people need to learn to set realistic goals and help and complete them before starting on others. The missing number five is a very common thing, people. So missing, now let's talk about missing number six. They need to learn to give more of themselves. They tend to hide their innermost feelings from others. They usually relate to difficulties with one of the parents, often the father in early life. These people experience problems in their relationship until they learn to be more open and free. Number seven as missing, indicated to be inconsiderate for people's feeling. They are disorganized in their everyday life. They have a little no interest in spiritual or metaphysical matters. They find it hard to self-sufficient and dislike left on their own. They need to learn and express their inner feelings. They become more relaxed around others. There is a missing number eight. Poor at handling their financial matters. They can overly careless and too trusting and suffer financially as a result. They also tend to lack motivation and leave other tasks finished. They need to learn to control the natural impulsive and thinking before acting. Now, when nine is missing in the chart, very impossible for our 20th century, but in this century, 21st century, it is practically possible. People with missing number nine tend to overlook the feelings and needs of others. They are detached and obvious to what is going on in their lives of others. They need to learn to give themselves and become true humanitarian. So this was about the missing numbers in people. I'll cover one more thing in this. As I was talking about the elementation part, I'll just talk about that. So now you can note it down again. 816 357 4 9 and 2. The elements which is related to them is, this is the earth element, the in east it is the wood element. Again 4 is related to wood element. 9 is related with fire. 2 is related with earth element. 7 is related with metal. 6 is related with again metal. This is not the Vedic part. This is the Lo Shu, the Chinese, which we talk about. Feng Shui you can talk about, but not the Vedic anywhere. So kindly do not mix it with Vedic. 1 is water and 5 is earth. So I'll just repeat the directions also. Now this is the northeast. This is the east. Oh my God. Southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest, and this is the north. Just make it down and you can note it upon that. So now combining everything together, number 1 denotes carrier. Number 1 denotes carrier, prospects, north direction, water element, and planning. Now talking about number 2 denotes marriage prospects, marital, earth element, happiness, southwest direction, and intuitiveness. Number 3 number denotes family relationships, health, wood element, east direction, and growth. 4 denotes mentors. 4 denotes prosperity, southeast direction, wood element, growth also. Number 5 denotes the center, the Brahmsthan, earth element, and planning. Number 6 denotes mentors, helpful people, friends, metal element, foreign contacts, and new opportunities. Number 7 denotes mental peace, children, creativity, metal element, and west direction. Number 8 denotes knowledge, education, memory, northeast direction, and earth element. Number 9 out here denotes recognition, fame, and energy, fire element, and south direction. Guys, continuing with our Loshu Grid series. So now let's talk about the arrows also. So now there are 8 type of arrows which are known as a determination arrow, emotional balance arrow, spirituality, intellect arrow, prosperity arrow, planner arrow, willpower arrow, and action arrow. So what are those arrows? Let's talk about a person who has 8, 5, and 2 in their date of birth. That is the arrow of determination. Like 8, 5, and 2, 8, 5, and 2. When all of them are there, people with this arrow are patient, persistent, and determined. They are happy to bide their times until moment, the right, then act and decisiveness. No matter what happens to them, they never lose sight of their goals. This is about the arrow of determination. The arrow of emotional balance is as 4, 5, and 6. So when in a date of birth 4, 5, and 6 are present, this is the emotional balance. People with this arrow are compassionate, caring people who often make a career out of helping others. They are sensitive, often intuitive, and have an uncanny ability to understand other people's need. These people can appear to be shy and particular in growing up years. As children, they will be well behaved, quiet, and gentle. The third arrow which we talk about is 3, 5, and 7 arrow. 3, 5, and 7 arrow. Whenever this is present, this emphasizes the feelings, emotion, and spiritual aspect of the people who have it. It indicates a serious approach to life and inner calm and serenity to seldom appearing before the mid of their age. The arrow of intellect is seen from the topmost 4, 9, and 2. The first horizontal line, the presence of these numbers gives intellectual ability and an excellent memory. This arrow belongs to people who are analytical, accurate, and logical, but sometimes consider themselves to be superior to others. Coming up to the arrow of prosperity, the 816 arrow. If there is this is present, this is a property excel in the business and commercially worlds. They're interested in money for its own sake and are not usually interested in the higher values of life. People who have the arrow of prosperity, but also no numbers on the top of the horizontal and the cold, calculating, and unfeeling. These achieve material success, but do by soaring, just by ignoring the feelings and needs of others. So the arrow of planner now is 8, 3, and 4. This is the arrow of planner. Basic meaning of this arrow is of planners is somewhat shrewd, cunning, and not very ethical. Consequently, it's sometimes known as fairly and not doing a politician's arrow. So it's not considered very strong. Arrow of willpower. This arrow, when 9, 5, and 1 are present, consists of number 9, 1, 5, and 9 people. If this arrow is stubborn, persistent, and determined, these are inclined to be argumentative and have a strong opinion on various subjects. This allow in regards a symbol of success because people with this steadily persist until they reach their ultimate goal. Lovely. We're talking about the arrow of action. This arrow. People with this arrow needs to be busy and love physical activities. They enjoy exercises and participating in sports. The numbers are 2, 7, and 6. 2, 7, and 6. They are tremendous. They have a tremendous energy and are happiest when they are expanding to some other physical challenge, especially sports person. These people are very good. All right. Thank you. Now let's talk about 4 small arrows that is known as detail and deceit, litigation, peace of mind, and science arrow. The arrow of detail and deceit is formed when in the date of birth 3 and 1 are created out there. People with this combination enjoy the details of things. In fact, if there is more than one of each combination numbers, the people are inclined to be perfectionist. This is a negative side in this arrow also. People with will be inclined toward dishonest when it suits them. They may be lie about something or concern the truth to protect themselves. The other arrow which we're talking about is 3 and 9. The arrow of 3 and 9. This is known as the arrow of litigation. Created when the chart contains both 3 and 9 numbers, people with this combination are inclined to argue and become self-involved in disputes of other kinds. If these two get serious, they have to settle out of the court in law, which why this combination is known as arrow of litigations. The third type of the arrow is known as the arrow of peace of mind. When we talk about the arrow of peace of mind, it is majorly denoted by 9 and 7. Whenever 9 and 7 combination is there, now combination of these people have a positive confidence and have a strong faith. The logic of 9 helps the spirituality of 7 and vice versa. These people can face up to difficult situation and anomality, confident that everything will work out of the best. Now the last arrow of science, let's give it 7 and 1. If both of them are present present in the date of birth, they are interested in mysteries of the world, occult sciences. These people are very fond of enjoying search of hidden truths, and can become so involved with their studies after they get lost in search. They're usually interested in sciences, which, however, this arrow got named out of it. So very good for the occult practitioners if 1 and 7 is present out there in the date of birth. Now let's talk about another scene which is known as the arrow of weaknesses. The first is frustration arrow, suspicion, loneliness, apathy, confusion, losses, indecision, and poor memory. What is the arrow of frustration? Let's talk about that. Making the chart out here. When in a chart, when all 8, 5, and 2, 3 of the numbers are missing, this is known as arrow of frustration. Indicates many setbacks and frustration. In the East, it is regarded as the sign to the consistent failure. People who have this arrow should try to learn from even every experience and think carefully before acting. Whenever the arrow of frustration is there, these people, the arrow of frustration is present when 8, 5, 2 are absent in the date of birth. And second is the arrow of suspicion. When 4, 5, and 6, all 3 of them are absent, these people are inclined to worry and dwell on the negative side of life. They're also revealed as gray person, indicating someone who always lives in the shade and never comes out in the full light of the day. The third type of arrow is arrow of loneliness. When 3, 5, and 7, 3, 5, and 7 are missing in the date of birth, this arrow denotes a lack of feeling. People with this arrow are intent on achieving their goals, that they forget friends and family, and consequently lack joy, love, and laughter in their life. They usually suffer emotionally from loneliness in their old age. Now talking about another arrow, arrow of apathy. When 2, 7, and 6 lack and are missing in the date of birth, people with this arrow of apathy lack motivation and fail to grasp opportunities even when they are freely handed to them. These people are indecisive, frightened of taking risk, and generally achieve on fraction of what they could do if they applied to themselves. So arrow should, whenever missing, it is a very problematic thing. Now talking about arrow of confusion, whenever 4, 3, and 8 are missing, it occupies the left hand of the vertical column. People are not logical, methodical, or organized. They live from day to day, seldom making long-term plans. When they do, they usually sabotage the plans before they bear the fruit. So not good again. The arrow of losses, when 816 is missing in a date of birth, the bottom horizontal row, in the last 1,000 years, nobody has ever seen as missing because 1 is always present out there. But in this 21st century, it can be a missing. These people will try to make money by participating in get rich quick schemes. These people constantly fall in these and will not realize until middle age. If they put the same amount of effort into a single worthwhile goals, they would have achieved success. Now another arrow is the arrow of 1, 5, and 9. When 1, 5, and 9 are missing, again 1,000 years, 1 is never been missed, but it can be started in the 21st century. They have a desperate desire to be accepted and liked. Consequently, they can be easily led and swayed by others. If they find extremely hard to stand up for they believe, as they would also please everyone and unable to express views, and other people might not accept it. Now arrow of the 8th arrow we will be talking about, the arrow of poor memory. 4, 9, and 2, whenever missing in the chart, the top horizontal, this would be applicable. people live with the start of this arrow, but apparently this arrow won't be missing for a very simple reason. Last 19, it was there, and this year 2 would be starting up. It would be for the futures. In life with strong intellect and capabilities that gradually weakens a person's mature. These people also frequently overwhelmed by vivid nature and by their thoughts and can suffer from mental imbalance. So this was about the arrows of missing things. Thank you.